You now say you're going to keep Obamacare, quote, unless we can do something much better.
Correct.
Last month, you said, quote, we're working on it. So tonight, 9 years after you first started running, do you have a plan, and can you tell us what it is?
Obamacare was lousy health care, always was. It's not very good today. And what I said, that if we come up with something, and we are working on things, we're going to do it and we're going to replace it. But remember this. I inherited Obamacare because Democrats wouldn't change it. They wouldn't vote for it. They were unanimous. They wouldn't vote to change it. If they would have done that, we would have had a much better plan than Obamacare. But the Democrats came up. They wouldn't vote for it. I had a choice to make when I was president. Do I save it and make it as good as it can be, never going to be great, or do I let it rot? And I felt I had an obligation, even though politically it would have been good to just let it rot and let it go away. I decided, and I told my people, the top people, and they're very good people. I have a lot of good people in that administration. We read about the bad ones. We had some real bad ones, too, and so do they. They have really bad ones. The difference is they don't get rid of them. But let me just explain. I had a choice to make. Do I save it and make it as good as it can be, or do I let it rot? And I saved it. I did the right thing. But it's still never going to be great, and it's too expensive for people. And what we will do is we're looking at different plans. If we can come up with a plan that's going to cost our people, our population, less money and be better health care than Obamacare, then I would absolutely do it. But until then, I'd run it as good as it can be run.
So just a yes or no, you still do not have a plan?
I have concepts of a plan. I'm not president right now. But if we come up with something, I would only change it if we come up with something that's better and less expensive. And there are concepts and options we have to do that. And you'll be hearing about it in the not too distant future.
Throughout the 2015-2016 presidential campaign season, that's all we heard. All we heard was Obamacare is bad. Obamacare is bad. We heard about unalived panels. We heard about all this crap. And we heard that Donald Trump had a plan and that it was a beautiful plan. It was a wonderful plan and that it was going to be better, 10 times better than Obamacare. He got into the White House and what happened? The man actually tried. I will give him this. He tried to get rid of Obamacare.
When Donald Trump was president, 60 times he tried to get rid of the Affordable Care Act. 60 times. I was a senator at the time.
And it came down to, as Vice President Kamala Harris said, it came down to John McCain, who turned it down. So he tried to get rid of it. They said it was going to be a better plan. Every 2-3 weeks, he kept saying we were going to have a plan and it's better than Obamacare. For 2-3 weeks, for 4, 5, 6 years, because this was before, during, and after his administration, he had a better plan. We never saw that plan. It never came out. And I can do cut clips and all kind of clips and put date stamps on them and let you know that throughout his 4 years in the White House, the man said it's coming in 2 weeks, it's coming in 2 weeks, it's coming in 2 weeks, just like Infrastructure Week. And it never came. And now he's up here saying, I have concepts of plans. I'm not president yet. Don't you supposed to have some inclination? Now, I understand about the Congress. You can have a promise. Kamala Harris, too. You can have a promise, and the Congress can shut that down. I totally get it. But shouldn't you have some kind of structure of a plan? Shouldn't you have the bones of a plan until it gets to the Congress and they start to add the meat to it? No, you said you got concepts. Concepts, sir, are not bones. Concepts are barely cartilage.
No, you don't get rid of the Affordable Care Act. You have no plan.
And so the only way that he can say that he did something with Obamacare was to say, okay, well, since I can't get rid of it, since the Supreme Court shut me down, since the Congress and the Senate shut me down, I'm going to say, well, I'll make it better. So I took Obamacare and made it better. That's all you got. And you lying about that. The man has no plan. All throughout the debate, all he cared about was talking about how bad America was on fire, and how he is grieved somehow. And he know he sounded dumb. That's why I sat in silence and let that play for 2 minutes. Because it's stupid, which is why he don't want to do another debate. What do you think?